Welcome to the Truth Podcast. I'm your host, Hany Rambod, and I'm here to go over the classic Physique Olympia top 3. That's right. We're going to break down Ramon Dino, Mike Sommerfeld, and Terrence Ruffin, and we're going to do that. But I just got a piece of news that I would like to share with you guys as well, that obviously it was a crazy, crazy Olympia weekend, but speaking of Arnold Classic that's coming up, and speaking of classic, Sam Sulek has decided to not only do the Arnold Classic in Ohio, but also the UK. So again, those shows are 3 weeks apart, the beginning of March as well as the end of March. So it's going to be interesting to see how Sam might do against the likes of these gentlemen. It's hard to say. I do not know if the champ, Ramon Dino, is going to do the Arnold or not. Chances are I'm thinking he's probably going to sit it out and try to really just take a little bit of a break, rest, and appreciate that victory lap that he deservingly has earned for himself. But the question is, what about the rest of these gentlemen, and how is Sam going to look standing next to Mike or Terrence or any of the other guys in the top 10 of the Olympia? Let me know in the comments below what you think of this decision, Sam doing the Arnold UK as well as the Arnold Ohio. And let's go ahead and let's get this party started with the top 3 of the classic Mr. Olympia. And let's go ahead and start with the front double biceps. All right, let's go ahead and look at the front double biceps pose. So we have Ramon here in the center, Mike Sommerfeld on one side, we got Ruff Diesel on the other. And the one thing that I want to say is all 3 of them look fantastic. These guys look great, especially because everyone's trying to fight for an open throne. And what I mean by that is the fact that with C-Bum being out, now you have to turn around and create a presence to you, and you want to be able to go in there and dominate. And all 3 of them have a beautiful look. They're both conditioned. All 3 of them are conditioned, really good quad separation, small waist. But I'm going to create just a little bit of those areas where I feel like we could be a little bit better. I think one thing I didn't like on Ramon on this pose is the fact that his trunks were down across his waist. I think it's not doing him any justice, where if you look at Mike and you look at Ruff Diesel and Terrence, they're both got a V-cut posing trunk on. And what that means is it's really creating more of your hips to your quad sweep. And I feel like Ramon just isn't having that. They're going quite a bit across here. And what that's doing is it's not giving him the V taper that the other 2 gentlemen have on stage, because with that extra V taper, you're really helping with accentuating the smaller waist. And I feel like the opposite's kind of happening with Ramon. But again, obviously it didn't hurt him to the point where he lost the show. But I do think that next year he definitely wants to, or his next show, I don't know if he's going to do the Arnold or not, but I have a feeling that he's going to probably sit it out. And being able to focus on being able to get his trunks up a little bit, wear something that's a little more fitted so that it creates that V taper, is going to allow him to really show off that shape in a more dramatic manner, just like Mike Sommerfeld's got going on. Now, again, all of them have really good arms. I feel like Ramon's known for those arms. Mike has got amazing taper, awesome lats. What I really like on that front lat spread, that front double bicep, is that he's almost looking like he's doing a lat spread when it comes to Mike. I think Ramon just still not opening up all the way. I think it's there, but I feel like there's 2 things going on. Number one, he's got a tan under his arms. So I don't know if he was doing lay down beds, but that also hurts him with the wider armpits and the lat area, but also he needs to extend outward to be able to really match up with Terrence as well as Mike. So when that is just, again, pull those elbows out and up to try to really create that taper, get some trunks on there that are going to give him a little bit more V-taper as well. But otherwise, in terms of overall size and conditioning, they all 3 look fantastic. This is a great, great shot on all 3 of them. But I would like to see Ramon have a little bit bigger back so that he can display it. Also, just get those lats out just a little further in terms of posing, but also work on getting his back just a little bit wider and a little bit bigger. But again, great, great look on all 3 of them. great, great competition. All right, guys, moving on to the next pose. We're going to go into the side chest. Again, guys, this is really close. We got Ramon Dino in the center. We have Mike Sommerfeld on one side. We got Rough Diesel on the other. So what I really like seeing is Mike's twisting. When this shot, again, when this photo was taken, I don't see Ramon twisting his upper body enough. So what I'd like to see is more twist going outward that way so that you can see the shoulder width that Mike has. You can see the shoulder width that Terrence has. So again, it's just, again, could be a part of it is the picture. So just making sure you twist to try to show maximum width, but you can see that he's got really good chest fullness, meaning Ramon, good shoulder fullness, good arm fullness, legs are popping. Now, when you look at Rough Diesel, hamstrings could definitely be a little bit bigger and thicker. That's something that he definitely needs to keep working on. He has really diced hamstrings, but just to get him a little thicker, to get a little more hamstring drop in here would really make a huge difference because the other two competitors have got good hamstrings. You got Ramon there, you got Mike in here, those nice hamstrings, really good shoulders, really good chest on all three of them. The only thing that I see here is that I would like to see Terrence with those bigger hamstrings, making sure Ramon also just twists a bit more, and Mike looks really, really good. The only thing that I see that Mike could use a little bit more of is just a little bit of tightness. He was in really good condition, but I also think that part of it has to do with the fact that he had a little bit of that deflation effect that ended up happening with losing so much weight, which again is very, very normal for that type of look when you have to lose that much weight, especially when the bulk of that's all muscle. So again, some people mentioned that he might end up trying to come in a little taller. How's he going to do that? Again, there's a lot of different things that have been like speculated for next year or whatever show he ends up doing next time. Again, very strong poses for all three of them. This is a very, very tight race, and all three of them look absolutely fantastic. Let's go ahead and let's go on to the next pose. All right, guys, moving on to the next pose here, we have an abdominal thigh pose. So we have Ramon in the middle, Mike on one side, Terrence on the other. Now, again, these guys are all phenomenal. In the past, you would see guys that don't have legs or they're not as separated or you've lost a little bit of that fullness. All three guys have great full quads, really tight midsections. The only critique I have on Ramon is the fact that I would love to see a little bit more thigh separation in there. So as he works hard to be able to regain the title again and make sure that he retained the title, I should say, he's going to want to really focus on being able to get more separation in his quads. I'm sure he's studying these photos as well, and he's going to be able to really set himself apart if he can continue to create more separation. Mike's got the striations in his quads. He's got nice separation. Terrence, same thing. He's got nice quad sweep, nice separation. They all three have really good midsections. I feel like the only thing on Terrence, he could use just a little more oil just so that he can get just a little bit more sheen. Again, I'm being very, very nitpicky on that. And I feel that once again, with a little bit lighter underarms and whatnot on Ramon, you start getting a little bit of that discoloration that wasn't going on with Mike, and color makes a huge, huge, huge difference. So it really helps the physique stand out and the separation to go next level and the definition to really stand out when you get into that theatrical lighting. So once he ends up doing that, he's going to have a little bit more of that uniformity of that color tone. And it does, you want to be able to get that Mike had. So if, again, I'm being super nitpicky, guys, but this is something that you got to do when you're trying to be the best in the world. So he's going to be able to create a little bit more separation on that. But in terms of Mike, nice thigh sweep, again, crazy quads, Terrence, awesome, and just needs to pose it. I think it's more of a posing thing too, because I can see it come in and out with Ramon, but if he can just really push on that outer sweep to create that separation, it'll be easier once he gets a little bit more of that thigh development and that separation. It'll be easier to show. But again, great pose on all three competitors. Let's get on to the next pose. All right. The next pose is going to be the back double biceps pose. But before I get into this critique, I do want to remind you all the FST7 app has been updated. So if you're looking for my exclusive content and workouts, they're available on the FST7 app. And the big thing was the fact that we just had our first FST7 transformation challenge, and the winner just won $5,000. So congratulations, Joe, for winning that $5,000. And if you're interested in the next challenge, make sure you go up onto the FST7 app, sign up so you can be notified during the next challenge, because there's going to be another one coming soon. So guys, make sure you take your time, go to hanyrambod.com, download the FST7 app. You can use Hany YT for only $1. You'll get the entire first month free. So go ahead, check it out, and let's go on to this back double biceps. All right, as we see the back double biceps here, guys, what we're seeing is Ramon pull away a little bit. And what I mean by that is that here is where he's starting to really shine. It's in that lower back, and the separation in his lower back glute looks really, really tight. Nice hamstrings are popping, and great separation in general from top to bottom. Now, when you look at Rough Diesel, he looks great. Again, hamstrings are super tight, just a little bit thin. Could use a little bit more thickness and fullness in there. Same thing goes with the back if you can put a little bit more size on. But again, great conditioning, great balance, beautiful physique, Terrence. So great job on all the improvements. And going over to Mike, this is where he just looked a little bit washed out in the hamstrings, the back, the lower back's tight, but again, just a little bit of that glazed over effect from top to bottom on the backside of Mike. And again, guys, these are the best in the world. So I'm really critiquing every ounce of this. So looks fantastic, beautiful back double bicep Mike, but just could be a little bit drier from top to bottom. And that could have been a little bit better in terms of just showing that crazy amount of muscle that he has. So if he got just a little bit crisper, it would go a long way on his physique. But great shape, man. Just awesome V-taper. And the places that I see that Ramon can still work on, just a little bit more size on that back, a little bit more thickness, something that he's going to work on. He's got that thickness on that lower body. The upper body can just use a little bit more of that thickness to match up that thickness on that lower body, on those hamstrings, and even on that outer sweep that Ramon has. So he's going to continue to do that. Now, another thing is that wrists. I feel like he needs to turn his wrists back a little bit more to be able to accentuate the peak here. And if he can just supinate that wrist a little bit more, instead of having his wrist forward but bringing it slightly back, he's going to get even more width to his arm, and it's going to be even more impressive. So again, great top three, man. Just fantastic dogfight. They all look spectacular. And let's go ahead and finish this off with the final pose. All right, guys, for the final pose, we have Mike Sommerfeld doing front lat spread. He's got Ramon Dino doing a single arm bicep with a hand on hip. And then you have the classic pose of Rough Diesel here. So Terrence just showing off that amazing silhouette. All three of them look fantastic. I do want to say, though, that looking at Ramon, I feel like there might be another pose or two that he could possibly pull out of that utility belt to go in to next year that could be even stronger. Now, I've seen him do his transitions, his 3/4 turn. That looks really good on him. There's a couple of other poses as well, but I do feel like he could definitely mix it up a little bit versus just doing a single arm bicep. I think Mike looks fantastic. I mean, obviously he's got that crazy V-taper. He's got the wide shoulders, the thick, wide quads. He looks fantastic in that pose. And Terrence, honestly, I have zero complaints about that such iconic pose that he's putting off for that classic physique pose of choice. And again, guys, they all look fantastic. I feel like these guys were very close. I think this is the one of the tightest top three that I've seen in classic. And let me know what you guys think. Let me know who your favorite was in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think, how Chris would have looked, right? I would love to hear what you think Chris, where he would have placed in the top 3 here. So again, I appreciate everybody tuning in, turning on the notification button, and making sure that you go in and comment below. Appreciate you all. I'm going to definitely try to do more of these because I have been running around on my way right now to Dubai. And this is going to be a crazy, crazy next couple of weeks between Dubai, Kuwait, then Mumbai. I got so much stuff going on around the world. But I just want to say, for those of you that came up and said hello or took a photo at the Olympia, I love seeing you guys all. A lot more to talk about when it comes to Olympia weekend. A lot of thoughts, a lot of emotions, a lot more to share. I love you all, and I cannot wait to see you at the next event. Hany Rambod, and that's the truth.